My work is finally complete. Simple yet elegant, a nice touch to Trade Towne if I do say so myself.
You've done good, my son.
Hello? Who's there?
You've come a long way from your humble beginnings.
God, is that you?
Not quite. One question, BillyRantz. This is a holy place, and you've committed so many atrocities.
No, I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
What makes you think you belong here?
Okay, pal, I don't know who you think you are, but you better show yourself right now.
I'll see you in hell, BillyRantz.
Ah! Tony, stop! I'm sorry, please, have mercy, Tony. Oh my god! Oh my Tony, please, make it stop! Hello, what is up, my Billy Goats? I hope you are all doing well. Today, we are going to continue to expand Trade Towne and build something special for our Clerics. And I'm thinking the perfect area for our build today is right over here, where I have placed the sandstone. Ooh, hole. So yeah, we will build something for our Clerics. Additionally, I think we need to go back to our industrial district and add another farm. Specifically, I'm thinking Cactus Farm today. Now, usually in my episodes, I do things in threes, but I think I'm going to have my hands full with the Cactus Farm and those Clerics. So yeah, let's keep things simple today. Now let's go ahead and let's hop on over to my industrial district. Ah yes, my industrial district, the place where all of the magic happens. I love this place. And look at all of the things we've already accomplished in this industrial district. We have our pumpkin and melon farm, we have our sugarcane farm, our bamboo farm, and even a honey and honeycomb farm. This quadrant over here is almost full, but I think we have room for one more farm, and I think the cactus farm is the perfect thing to go over here. So you might be wondering, why a cactus farm, Billy? And the answer is because I can. No, I really would like to have an infinite source of green dye, and then there's also the benefits of composting your cactus, which can get you a lot of bone meal. You can also use cactus as a trash can, quote unquote, where you can have any excess items just slide right into the cactus, and that should destroy those items. So cactus is a pretty useful item in Minecraft, so why not have a farm dedicated to it? Now what I'm thinking is we'll build this cactus farm above ground, and then we'll focus on a storage system and smelting system underground below it. Now one thing to keep in mind for this system is that we'll need fuel to keep the smelters going for the green dye. Luckily, we're building right next to my bamboo farm over here. Look at that beautiful monstrosity. So essentially we have an unlimited fuel resource right next door. What I'll need to do though is I need to split out the bamboo storage and have half of that bamboo go into my little smelting system as fuel. That should be fun. So what I'll do first is I'll go ahead, I'll build this farm above ground, and then I'll bring you in so we can connect the rest of the dots. Alrighty, the above ground portion of the farm is done. And so I didn't follow a tutorial for this farm, I just went off of memory of previous farms I've seen in other people's builds. Let me know in the comments if I've totally stolen your farm idea, and I will give you credit. Anyways, we have a total of 16 cactus growing, and the character trait about cactus is if there is anything touching them, they will break. They can't grow. So I put spruce fence posts in between both sets of cactus, and now whenever the cactus grows, it will just immediately break, and it'll get caught by our pool and flow right into our hopper and into the storage system. Now, I just have a very minimal storage system built right now because, like I said, I have bigger plans, but here's what we have so far. You have this main chest where all the cactus feeds into, and then I think I'll have a storage system for cactus over here, and then hopefully we'll split the difference, and it looks like we are, and we'll have cactus going this way, and the cactus flowing into this chest right here in front of me will eventually go over here and into a smelting system that will provide unlimited green dye for us. So that's what I have to work on next. And thankfully, our bamboo farm is conveniently located right over here. We have plenty of bamboo that we can get to feeding into our smelter system once we have it built, and I guess I need to build that system. Oh boy. Again, I'm not going to follow a tutorial, I'm just going to try to wing this on my own, so let's see how that goes. Update. Here's what we have so far. We have 6 furnaces, we have our output, we have our input for the cactus, and then right around here, we have our input for the fuel source, which will be our bamboo. And to make this all work, all I have to do, besides hook up the cactus and fuel inputs, is flip this lever. And that sends the hopper minecarts across the top of these hoppers, and that will put my cactus and my fuel sources in our furnace. Then, of course, everything smelts down, gets deposited into the hopper chain down here below the furnaces, and into the output chests. Which, let's be honest, I'm going to have to expand that, because this thing is going to be cooking. But let me get back to it. I'm going to hook up my bamboo fuel source and the cactus, and I'll bring you back once we got this thing up and running. And I did it. I have a working green dye cactus pharma thingy mabobber. Let me show you how this thing works. So, we have our smelters here, and I have run these, so we have cactus feeding in already. I guess starting with the cactus. Cactus farm above us. Cactus break, it feed into this hopper chain, which I unfortunately had to use. I was hoping to use more water streams and hopper chains, but I don't know. I needed some space that I did not have, so we ended up going hopper chains for the cactus portion of this farm. So, cactus drop in, go along the hopper chain, and then it empties into the minecart hopper. Additionally, we have this water stream, if I can get up here. Oh, God. We have this water stream that has a dropper coming in from my bamboo farm. Now, I have shut off all of my bamboo storage, and we're just going to feed bamboo straight into the farm. We're not going to store anymore. I am up to my eyeballs in bamboo. I have a bunch up in my storage in my base, and I also have these shulker boxes here full of bamboo blocks, and, well, that's just an extra. Ugh. So yeah, we don't need any more bamboo storage. We can use it purely as fuel for now. And you know what? I can always switch it up if need be and add storage later on. But that's future Billy's problem. Anyhoozle. One thing I need to do before this will work again, I shut down my bamboo farm. Make sure, yep, I have the redstone. Let's go up here. Ugh. And I guess I'm gonna have to fly. Look at that bamboo. So I took all the redstone off of the farm. So the pistons no longer are working. So we need to get those bad boys working. There we go. Oh my god, yes. That's what I'm looking for. Beautiful, beautiful. We have a lot of bamboo. I'm going to take some of this so I can throw it into my farm. You can already hear the dropper working. I have created a little clock here, or I don't know what you call it. We'll call it a redstone thingamabob. Created this little redstone thingamabob, and it makes this dropper automatically drop the bamboo. And then that feeds right here into my fuel, right into the fuel source. Although I'm taking all that good fuel up right now, so let's just drop that bamboo. Moving outward here. So we have bamboo now feeding in. All I have to do is flip the lever, and our super smelter is working. Cactus is smelting, and we should get green dye here in 1 second. Let's see. Any minute. There it is. There it is. There's our green dye. That wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Wasn't that bad. Now I just need to clean this area up. Oh boy. My least favorite task.
1 hour later.
Alright, after banging my head off the wall for a little bit, I finally reformatted this area and cleaned up our cactus farm. Let's check it out. So as you can see clearly behind me, I have patched up the holes and I've created a new entrance to the storage area. And then if you go down here, we have some nice sandstone stairs and a nice sandstone floor. And then I just kind of cleaned up the area with some brick and some green terracotta, added some lanterns so we don't get any mob spawns, and also just threw up some acacia trapdoors to kind of create some grating, or I don't know what it is, but you know what? It looks better than it did. I also went around the corner here and just cleaned up the old storage area for the bamboo farm. We will probably reinvent this area once again and add in some storage for bamboo once I have an adequate amount of green dye. But for now, we're just going to let this bad boy run on autopilot and see what we can accumulate. And so far, basically 2.5 stacks. So not too shabby. And I will say, I am really proud of this farm because I did not follow a single tutorial. I just kind of made this up as I went. And yeah, I think it came together quite nicely. But now that we have the cactus farm and our green dye needs out of the way, let's go ahead and head back to Trade Towne and get started on the build for that area. And here it is, beautiful Trade Towne. It's a work in progress, but it's probably my favorite town in my Minecraft world, mainly because it's the only one. As I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, we need a place for our clerics. And so I'm thinking we're going to build our church for our clerics right over here in this little area where you can see that little schematic from Lightmatica. I really need to learn how to use Lightmatica properly and get rid of that little schematic. So yeah, we're going to build a church in this area, and I'm going to need to clear out some of these trees, and I'm probably going to have to expand out a little further than I initially planned. I think the church will end up going out where that oak tree is, maybe the birch behind it. Either way, we'll clear out this whole area first. Then I need to get some resources because this is going to be a pretty beefy build. So let's get started. So in my experience with Minecraft, I've come to realize that you can't build something beautiful without first destroying some things. So that's exactly what I did. I went ahead and I got rid of all those trees, and I removed all the excess dirt and filled in some holes. With the site prepared, I flew off to this beautiful location for some calcite. This build is going to be calcite heavy, and I have like none. So more destruction ensued. At least this place isn't near my base. Alright, now that I have all of that destruction out of my system, I think I'm ready to build. And honestly, after I got the calcite, the rest of the resources were pretty easy to get. I mean, I've been in this world for like 2 years now, so all of the basic stuff is pretty much on hand for me. Didn't really have to grind much, and let me show you what I've got. So we have 5 shulker boxes in front of me full of materials, and you can just take a quick peek here. This is what I have gathered for the church build. Now let's hop into a quick time lapse and get this thing built. Holy cow, the church is done. Church build complete. Based off your first impression, let me know in the comments, what do you think? And you know what, I know you saw a lot of the church in the time lapse, but let me just take you on a quick tour anyways. And we'll go ahead and start with the exterior here. I built some deep slate. Actually, it's cracked deep slate brick walls on the outside just to add, I don't know, an older vibe to the build. I also used some mangrove leaves here out front, and actually, let's just walk around the corner. Mangrove leaves all the way down the corner here. Again, just to kind of make this look like an older piece of real estate. We have the walls with the overgrowth on it, like it's been established for a long time. So that was the goal. I might change this up as Trade Towne evolves, but you know what? I'm really liking how this little run's looking. Anyways, let's go ahead and round the corner again, and let's go through the front. Starting out here, I thought it'd be cool. I wanted to have kind of a statue element outside of the church, like, think gargoyles. And I went with Ender Dragon heads, just because, you know, it was easy. And then moving on, as you go up the stairs, you're greeted by a couple of braziers with some soul sand fire. And I also landscaped the front of the church a little bit. But honestly, landscaping is the least of my worries right now. I have so much to do in Trade Towne, so I think this might be the extent of it, but we'll see. We'll see as Trade Towne evolves. Moving on, let's continue on into the church. So as you walk past the braziers of blue fire, you are met with the entrance. And I used prismarine. I thought prismarine would bounce off of the white really nicely. And then I also, I guess let's just talk about the blocks in this build. We have calcite, diorite, we have prismarine, we have deep slate tiles for the roof. And yeah, I think that's really it. Yeah, deep slate. Lots of deep slate, lots of calcite with some dark oak trapdoors just to border it. And as you walk in, you have just a little bit of a stretch until you reach the main altar where the pastor, preacher, whatever your faith is, will be up front preaching the good word and, you know, telling us to be good people and whatnot. I also used some dark oak in here to build some pews. And besides that, we just kept up with the deep slate theme. I used some bamboo trap doors just to accent the roof a little bit. We have some warped wood and sea lantern crosses that I built. Just, you know, I'm in America, so Catholicism and Christianity reign supreme, and that's kind of the vibe I went with for this church build. In the middle of the church, we have a huge tower, big vaulted roof. I feel like a lot of churches just have that huge, like, grandiose feel, so I tried to mimic that here. And I built this chandelier in the center using end stone, some more sea lanterns, and some soul lantern lamps. Let's walk up here to the altar. And we have a little chair for our priest, whatever his name is, whatever he is, whatever dominion, or whatever denomination of religion you are. That's where that guy sits. Have a book here with some lecterns, just to kind of make a cool altar area. And then I also used candles, lots of candles in the windows and in the, or on the rods. Lots of candles just to give a kind of an old-fashioned vibe. Besides that, we have some cyan banners behind me and some paintings just to finish off the accents. One thing I do want to point out as well, I use note blocks just for the front of the altar, just to break up the dark, or what is this? That's not dark oak, that is spruce. To break up the stripped spruce wood. Say we are brought here for a sadder affair, say it's like a funeral or something, well, our patrons can just exit out one of these doors here, and that will take them on out here to our church crypt and graveyard area. Every church needs one, why not, right? So I use some andesite, some cobblestone, and some mossy cobblestone to make some headstones along with some coarse dirt to kind of make it look like it's a manicured and well-treated grave site area. Back here we have some mossy cobblestone to make a big old, like this was a rich guy that died, so, you know, big old cross. And, you know, we can just take this path. And then as you come around here, you have this big opening, which honestly, I don't know that this wall is going to stay or this one. What will probably end up happening is I'll probably continue Trade Towne wall all the way around here, and that might encompass the church instead. But yeah, then you have this big ol', I guess it's a headstone. I was thinking kind of like, you know, if you go to some cemeteries or memorials, there's like a big slab that has a bunch of names on it. That's what this is kind of behind me. That was my thought. It's getting kind of dark, but let's just walk around here. It kind of fits the graveyard vibe. Did a little more landscaping, some bushes, but that's really it. And then we have our big crypt. And you've probably been wondering, the big hype about this build, it was for my clerics, but there's not a soul in this church and cemetery area. I wouldn't really expect too many souls in the cemetery. I guess you'd see spirits, but not real life people. Anyways, I guess you could say the church itself is just a set piece for Trade Towne, and the hustling and bustling area for the clerics is actually down below in the crypt. So let's come down here. I'm probably going to work on this little entrance area. It's a little rough, but if you come down here, we have our crypt area where our clerics will reside. And you know, it's funny. I have an underground trading hall. I'm building all these set pieces for my villagers, and what am I doing? I'm going back underground. But for this build, I truly feel like the crypt is the place for the clerics because, to be honest, they're kind of sacrilege if you really think about it. They trade in rotten flesh. How many holy men do you see trading in rotten flesh? That seems like a necromancer or, I don't know, some sort of scoundrel's a trade. So we're not going to put them in the actual church. We'll keep them here in the crypt. And to bring them in, I connected my villager breeder to the crypt area. We just have to take this long pathway down. We have villagers. So, it looks like I have my hands full. I need to get 8 of these villagers moved in to the crypt area and convert them into clerics. I'd also like to level them up and get them to master level as well because, you know, might as well. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and I will bring you back in when I'm done, and we will wrap this episode up. Sound good? Good. All right, it's moving day, moving day. Come on, guys, let's go. Come one, come all. All right, man, you go. You get out of here, and you guys, you stay. Stay out of trouble. All right, pal, come on, let's go. Let's go. You're coming with me. We're moving out. You are moving on to a bigger and brighter future. Hey, what's your name, by the way? What's that? No? Oh, okay. You're not much of a talker. Anyways, so what's your dreams? What's your goals? What's your aspirations? That's nice. I don't really care, actually. You're going to be a cleric now. You're going to be a cleric. So, come on, it's moving day. You are now going to live here for the rest of your life. There you go, snug as a bug. Now you stay here, I'm gonna get the rest of your friends. And I'm back with another victim. I mean cleric. You guys are clerics, not victims. Not victims. All right, in you go. All right, what do you have for me? Okay, you take rotten flesh and redstone for 2 emeralds? You gotta be kidding me. Whatever, dude. Just take my emeralds. Just take them. All right, pal. Do you have any deals, or are you gonna screw me? Wait, redstone's only 1 emerald? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna shake your friend down for my money back. All right. I don't like you. You don't like me. What are you gonna give me for this gold? 1 emerald for 6 gold? I hate you guys. And finally, all of these muck ducks are finally to master level. See, boom, check it out, master level. Although, this is the guy that's giving me a terrible deal on the redstone dust. So help me God. You better get your act together. But yeah, look at that. More master level clerics. And look, we're even getting a little bit of a deal from some of these clerics. They're at least giving me a little bit of a discount on the old rotten flesh and gold trades. And I also had a little bit of extra time, so I built the little sleeping nook behind me with a crafting table and some extra storage, just in case we need it down here. We probably won't, but you know what? You never know. Better safe than sorry. And with that, I think this is a good place to leave things today. We have had an action-packed episode. We went ahead and we built a cactus farm. We built the church, and we got all of our traders moved. At least the clerics. We have all the clerics moved. But before we end this episode, we should do one more final pan of our church just to look at it and its glory. But with that, I'll leave you with the pan. I've been BillyRantz, you've been amazing, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye!